Hello everyone. In today's video, I'll be showing you the absolute basics of crochet, from the tools you need to making a slip knot, holding your hook and yarn, and making your first stitches. So follow along step by step, and by the end of the video, you'll be crocheting with confidence. Let's get started. Before we start crocheting, let's go over the tools you'll need. Don't worry, it's a short list and I'll show you exactly what's best for beginners so you don't waste money or get overwhelmed. The first thing you'll need is some yarn. I recommend using acrylic yarn. I'll be using Loops and Threads Soft Classic Acrylic, but you can use any brand you'd like. We'll be using a weight 4 yarn, so there should be a 4 here on the yarn label, 100% acrylic, and the recommended hook size is a 5.5 millimeter hook. The second thing you'll need is a crochet hook. I recommend getting one with a handle on it, and this is a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. The third thing you'll need are some scissors. The fourth thing you'll need are some stitch markers. These can be common household items like paper clips or bobby pins. The fifth and final thing you'll need is a yarn needle. Let's begin with making the slip knot, which is how you'll start most of your crochet projects. So let's start by holding our yarn with that short yarn tail in our right hand, some slack at the top here, and then the working yarn, which is the yarn that's connected to the ball in our left hand like this. Now what we're going to do is take these 3 fingers and hold onto the yarn. So now we have our pointer finger here. Now we're going to take this short yarn tail and wrap it around our pointer finger once. Now when you look at your pointer finger, you'll see that you have 2 loops on your finger. We're going to take this first loop here on the left and pull it over that second loop, and then take that second loop and pull it over the first loop and off of our finger. And now what we're going to do is take these 2 yarn tails down here and pull on them so it tightens that knot in the middle. And by doing that, we have created a slip knot. What we have here is a loop at the top, the knot in the center here, the short yarn tail on the right, and then the working yarn, which is the yarn that's connected to the ball on the left. Now we're going to grab our crochet hook and place it underneath that loop that we made. Now we have that loop on our hook, and now what we're going to do is take the working yarn and pull on it to tighten up that loop on our hook. Now when you're tightening that loop on your hook, you don't want it to be too tight or too loose. There should be some space and you should be able to slide it back and forth on your hook like this. Now that we have our slip knot, let's talk about holding the yarn. You want to take these 3 fingers and hold onto the yarn like this. So we have our pointer finger, and we're just going to scoop up under the yarn and bring our finger up. And then we're going to take our middle finger and our thumb and pinch right under that slip knot that we made. So we're pinching right under that knot. And you want to make sure you're holding onto that working yarn with your pinky and ring finger. And there should be tension here, where the yarn is between our finger and the hook. Okay, now that we know how to hold our yarn, the way we're going to hold our hook is just like this, like a knife, like we're cutting something. And the second way you can hold your hook is like a pencil, like you're writing something. These are the most common ways to hold your hook, but choose what feels right for you and what feels comfortable for you. Okay, now we're going to make a chain. You'll be using them in almost every project. So what we're going to do is place the hook behind the yarn. So the yarn wraps around our hook like this, and that yarn is over our hook. And then what we're going to do is pull that yarn through the loop we have on our hook. Remember, the loop on our hook should have some wiggle room. It should not be too tight. And now we're just going to rotate our hook downward and pull through that loop we have on our hook like so. And this creates our first chain, which if you look closely looks like a little V. And that first little V is our first chain. And now we're going to chain another one. So remember, this loop on your hook should not be too loose or too tight. If it's too tight, it'll be pretty hard to yarn over and make your chain, as you can see. And if it's too loose, like this, when you go to make your chain, it'll just be way too big. So you really want to make sure that there's just a bit of space on that loop on your hook so your hook can go through. So yarn over, rotate your hook downward, and pull through that loop on your hook. And that is our second chain. And now we're just going to continue chaining, always making sure that this loop on our hook is just a little bit bigger than our hook and that there's some space. So yarn over, rotate your hook downward, and pull through that loop you have on your hook. This is our third chain, and now we're going to repeat this process 7 more times to have a total of 10 chains. So yarn over and then pull through that loop we have on our hook here. That completes our 4th chain, and now we're just going to continue this process of chaining until we have 10 chains. And always pay attention to the size of the loop on your hook before making your chain to make sure it's just a bit bigger than your hook. This makes it way easier to make your chain stitches and work into the chain later. Okay, this is our last chain here. If you count all these V's, there should be a total of 10 V's. Now that we have our chain of 10 here, we're going to begin making our first row of stitches. So what we have here is the loop on our hook, which does not count as a stitch, and then the first chain from the hook, and then the second chain from the hook. We're going to begin working our first stitch and that second chain from the hook here. The chain consists of the bottom loop, the middle loop, and the top loop here. And what we're going to do is insert our hook right under the top loop only. So when we go to make our stitch, we're just going to place our hook under the top loop of the chain stitch here. Now we're going to begin making single crochets, which are one of the most important stitches you'll ever learn. So we're going to place our hook in that second chain from the hook, right under that top loop. And then make sure you push everything down on your hook. And then we're going to yarn over, pull through that chain stitch. And then you want to pull everything down on your hook so these 2 loops are the same size. This is very, very important. Whenever you yarn over and pull through, you want to make sure you pull your work down to make sure that these 2 loops on your hook are the same size. And then we're going to yarn over and then pull through those 2 loops we have on our hook. And this completes our single crochet. Now when you look at the top of the stitch, you'll see there's a little V there, and that is our first stitch. So we're going to mark it. So pull up the loop on your hook a little bit, and then take your hook out, and then grab your stitch marker, whatever it is. And we're gonna put it right under both of these loops, the loops that form the V, just like this. So that stitch is marked, and that is our very first single crochet. After your stitch is marked, you can place your hook back inside the loop, and then pull on the working yarn to tighten that loop around your hook. And now what we're going to do is place a single crochet inside of the next chain. So take your hook and go under the top loop of the next chain. Then push everything down on your hook. Then yarn over, pull through that chain, push your work down. These 2 loops should be able to move freely on your hook like this. And then what we're going to do is yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. And that is our second single crochet. Now we're just going to continue single crocheting all the way down this chain. So let's go in the next chain here with a single crochet. Place your hook under that top loop of the chain, and then yarn over, pull through that chain, push your work down so both those loops are the same size, then yarn over and pull through both of those 2 loops on your hook to make a single crochet. That was our 3rd single crochet. So now if you count these little V's, 1, 2, 3, we've completed 3 single crochet. Now we're going to make a single crochet into the next stitch. And always be mindful of this loop on your hook, making sure that it's not too tight or too loose, but just has a little bit of space. And now we're going to insert our hook into that chain, yarn over, pull through. Make sure you push your work down, and then yarn over and pull through those 2 loops on your hook to finish the single crochet. Now we have 4 single crochet, and we're just going to continue placing 1 single crochet in each of these chains until we get to the last one here. Okay, we're at the end of the chain here, placing our last single crochet. Now that we've single crocheted all the way down that chain, we're going to turn our piece to the top so we see all those V's. And now we're going to count all these V's, starting here where our stitch marker is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You should have a total of 9 stitches going across. Okay, once we finish this first row of 9 single crochet, we need to start the next row. So to start the next row, what we're going to do is chain 1. So yarn over and then pull through that loop on your hook. And then we're going to turn our work clockwise. And now we're going to start row 2 here. So what we're going to do is skip that chain 1. It does not count as a stitch. It's only there to help us when we turn our work. And we're going to place our single crochet and the last single crochet of the last row we just made. So place your hook in that last single crochet of the last row we just made. And make sure that your hook is going under both of those loops so that V is on your hook. And now we're going to yarn over, pull through that stitch, and then make sure we push our work down so these 2 loops are the same size, and then yarn over and pull through those 2 loops to make our first single crochet of the row. Since this is our first stitch, we're going to pull up our loop on our hook a little bit, and we're going to mark this stitch with our stitch marker. So grab your stitch marker and then just place it under those 2 loops that form the V on top of the stitch. And then just mark that stitch. Then grab your hook and place it underneath that loop and then tighten that loop around your hook. Make sure that loop is not too tight or too loose. You just want a little bit of space. Now we're going to make a single crochet into the next stitch. So place your hook under that next V and then yarn over, pull through, then pull those loops down on your hook, and then yarn over, pull through those 2 loops to make a single crochet. Now we're going to make a single crochet in the next stitch. So go on that stitch, yarn over, pull through, make sure those loops are the same size, then yarn over and pull through those 2 loops on your hook. And now we're just going to continue single crocheting all the way down the piece until we get to that last stitch where our stitch marker is. So go in that next stitch and then yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, once you're on that last stitch where your stitch marker is, we're going to remove our stitch marker. Then make your last single crochet of the row inside of the last stitch. So we're going to place our hook inside of that last stitch and then yarn over, pull through that stitch, and then yarn over and pull through the 2 loops we have on our hook to complete our last single crochet. We should still have 9 single crochet going across, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now that row 2 is complete, we're going to start row 3. So what we need to do is chain 1 and then turn our work clockwise. And to start row 3, what we're going to do is skip that chain 1 because that's only there as our turning chain. And we're going to place our single crochet in that last stitch of the last row we just made. So place your hook inside of that stitch and then yarn over, pull through. Then push your work down on your hook so these loops are the same size. And then yarn over, pull through those 2 loops to make your first single crochet. Now that's our first stitch of the row, so we're going to mark that stitch with our stitch marker, making sure you're going under both of those loops. Then just place your hook inside that loop and tighten that loop around your hook. And now what we're going to do is continue that same pattern of placing 1 single crochet in each stitch down the row. So let's go into the next stitch here with a single crochet. And then go into the next stitch with a single crochet. And then just continue placing single crochets all the way down the row. And once you get to your last stitch where your stitch marker is, you're going to make your last single crochet in this last stitch of the row here. Now when you're done with your last stitch and you turn your work to the top, there should still be a total of 9 V's here. And now what we're going to do is chain 1 and then turn our work clockwise to start our next row. And now we're going to skip that chain 1 and go into that last stitch of the last row we just made with a single crochet. And then we're going to go ahead and mark that stitch as the first stitch of the row. And once your stitch is marked, you can begin row 4. And what we're going to do is just continue this pattern until row 10. So at row 10, your piece should look something like this, like a little square. Okay, we're halfway done with row 10 here. And the way you count your rows is by counting these sections here. And each section is made of 2 rows of single crochets. So we would count 2, 4, 6, 8. And then this will be 9 and 10 here. So let's continue placing our single crochets until we get to the end of the row. Then once you get to the last stitch where your stitch marker is, remove that stitch marker and place your last single crochet inside of that stitch. And then we can go ahead and remove the stitch marker on this side as well. Now at this point, we just need to fasten off and weave in the ends, but we've officially completed crocheting the piece, so good job. Okay, to finish off or fasten off, what we're going to do is chain 1 after our last stitch is made. And then we can put our work to the side and cut off this working yarn, leaving a long tail to weave in the ends. And then you want to grab your piece and pull up the loop on your hook. And then you want to pull on that tail to tighten the knot. Now we have this little square and we just need to weave in the ends here. After finishing any project, you'll have these yarn tails that you need to weave into the piece. So what you're going to do is take your yarn needle, and then we're going to take one of the yarn tails from our piece and thread that onto our yarn needle. And now we're just going to turn the piece to the side we'll be working on, which is this side. And now what we're going to do is look at these V's here on the top of the stitches, and underneath each V will be 2 bars. So if you come to the side here with your yarn needle, you should be able to go in between the stitch like so, and go underneath those 2 bars. And you just want to take your yarn needle and shimmy in between those 2 bars under each stitch. And your yarn needle should not be coming out the back, it should be staying in between the stitches. So you just want to keep pushing your yarn needle in between a few stitches, and as you can see, it should not be showing out the back. It should all be in between the stitches, and then you can pull through with that yarn tail. And then pull firmly but not too tight because you don't want the corner to cinch up. And now what we're going to do is just repeat that same process, but we're going to skip that last bar we just came out of so the yarn can lock into place. So skip 1 bar and then shimmy your yarn needle through the remaining bars across a few stitches. And your yarn needle should not be coming out the back at all. And then pull through. And as you can see, by skipping 1 bar, it locks that yarn into place. Then adjust your piece to make it look nice. And then you just want to repeat the same process 1 more time. So skip over that last bar we came out of and go into the next bar. And continue going through the next few bars with your yarn needle, making sure that your yarn needle is not going through the back of the piece, but it's in between the stitches. And then pull through. Pull on that corner to make sure it's not cinched. And after repeating that process 3 times, we can go ahead and cut off this yarn tail here now. And then pull on the piece to fix it up a little bit. And that is how you weave in your ends. And you just want to repeat the same process with this yarn tail down here. And that is how you crochet for absolute beginners. If you guys enjoyed today's tutorial, be sure to check out my other tutorials where you'll learn how to crochet super cute things like this. Peace.